you both for the opportunity to meet you both and have a chat about All Shades Covered. Congratulations on being named Forbes 30 under 30. Am I correct?
Yes,
that's
right.
Great. So just to ask you, Tommy, what inspired this idea and where did the urge to start All Shades Covered come from?
Yeah, so I mean, me and Sanmi previously worked together and we're both quite entrepreneurial, and sort of thinking of what type of business we wanted to set up, which would obviously serve our community and give us a competitive advantage rather than more traditional businesses. During our research, we sort of came across, neither of us had the idea, but I think in the Afro-Caribbean community, hair extensions, hair care products, natural hair is such a big movement at the moment that if you were to ask a lot of people what business is needed almost in the UK, the US and obviously in Africa, for our community, hair extensions, hair care products, online made a lot of sense. Unfortunately, we both sort of are in a generation where e-commerce is fairly commonplace, and so convincing people to buy online is a lot easier than it would have been 10 years ago when we would have had to set up a shop or something like that.
Okay, and how did you both meet each other?
So I was working in a company called Dreamian in Nigeria, and that's where Tommy came on board as well. Tommy was in the marketing side of the company, where I was working in the sales and operations side. And obviously being young people in the company, we kind of naturally met and we hung out outside the office and obviously working on a couple of projects together while working at Dreamian, one of them being like beauty and building like a beauty blog on our website.
Okay, and what were you both doing previously before launching into your business? So did you, I read somewhere that you went to Oxford University.
Yeah, so I graduated in 2012 from Oxford. I did economics and management there, which was great. I sort of took the traditional route of going and becoming an investment banker, which was good. There are obviously the perks, the stability, and you get paid well and everything. But after about 18 to 20 months, I thought I'm sort of fed up of this. Structurally, it just didn't make sense for me on a personal level. And then thought it'd be a good idea to move to Nigeria and work for an e-commerce company, so something very different. I'm originally from Sierra Leone, so the culture is quite similar to Nigeria, so I thought it'd be a cool opportunity to go and pursue. And then after that we sort of came back to London, and that's when me and Sanmi started to think about what type of businesses could make sense to set up in the UK that could serve an African community later down the line in Africa, but we could potentially set up here as well.
And how are you both able to juggle your business and life as young entrepreneurs? I mean,
so personal life has kind of disappeared, to be honest with you. I would say once you do get that small chance, you take as much part of it as possible and enjoy your moments, I'll say, especially the weekends. You try to relax, get your mind off of things for a bit, but then once you come in on Monday and you're kind of going full force again, I'll say 24/7 we're working mostly. We're on our phones, really sending out emails and Slacks and so on, and we have like a personal WhatsApp group as well with the team.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to switch off. You do get free time because obviously you're in control of your time, right? So on the weekend, it's not as if you have a boss who's going to call you and sort of force you to come into the office. But because you're passionate about what you're doing and you see the vision of what it's going to become and how it can fundamentally change an industry, you don't want to switch off. That can be an issue when you have a girlfriend or you're supposed to go and see friends and you want to work. But I think we've sort of been doing this for 8 to 9 months now. We're starting to figure out how to get the right balance between working extremely hard but also having time when you switch off. And it helps having a co-founder, to be honest, because sometimes you can switch off knowing that certain things will be taken care of as long as you told the other person beforehand.
Do you guys both ever have times where you've clashed or got slightly frustrated with having to...
I'll tell you, the frustration comes from, it's good that we get frustrated sometimes because it shows that we're passionate about the project. But I wouldn't say anything to really hamper overall business or anything.
Yeah, I completely agree. It would be an issue if you had a co-founder and you agreed on everything, because it means you've chosen someone who's too similar to yourself. Yeah. Whereas I think we both studied economics, but we have quite complementary mindsets on how to do things, which means I'll think in a certain way and then someone think in a different way. We come to a conclusion, which is a lot more productive than just picking someone who's going to think exactly how you think.
Yeah. I'll say the easiest thing was for us to we both agree on the person. We meet different people. There are people I've met, I've liked, not necessarily Tommy, and vice versa. So when we do meet the people that join the team, it's more about we both liked the interview, for instance, and when they come on the team, we see that reflecting the whole structure as well.
Yeah, we've been quite fortunate in terms of recruitment. I guess because we're still relatively small, that most hires we've actually ended up making have come through references. Yeah. So a friend who knows someone who's really passionate about this space, who would be interested to work for us, and that's quite good because it helps with the vetting process early on, where any individual hire can make a huge difference to the business. So we both started working on it in April last year. We were quite fortunate, we got investment from an angel investor who invests in Africa. So for him, he had really understood the sort of pain that consumers have to go through, which in reality makes no sense. And so he saw the vision that we had, and we got investment. TrueStar, which is where we sort of based, where our office is, we applied for that in June, and it's an accelerator program which kind of helps sort of put structures in place, and they sort of help you with networking and events, and if you need some accounting or legal advice, which could end up taking you 3 to 4 days, you end up getting sort of sorted out in half an hour. So they're involved in the business as well and have been extremely helpful.
The trend of natural hair, how would that affect your business, if any?
So we know it's a trend. We know it's where the market is kind of moving towards too, and that's why we offer both services on our website. So not only weaves and the hair extensions, but we also offer our hair care products and also tips on how to maintain your hair. So for instance, people that want to transition to natural hair, for instance, we give them a guide around that as well. Top 10 hair care products used in this certain month or this certain season as well. So it's to kind of educate and also provide the certain products they need for natural hair at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of market ourselves, or the vision of the company is to become a destination for hair for black sort of women of colour. And we don't want to sort of say, oh, we're natural hair, we're not going to sell hair extensions, or oh, we're hair extensions, we're not going to sell natural hair. Yeah. A lot of the change that's happened with wigs, for example, coming into popularity, have been because people want to get healthy hair practices. So they get a wig, but underneath that they're using all these new products to maintain their natural hair. So that's why I'm saying we want to become a destination where no matter what stage you're at, if you come to AllShadesCovered, you're going to be able to find what you want for your hair. But yeah, you get some consumers who are very die-hard in one direction and may not shop on our store initially, but the plan is over time to cater to the entire market, because instead of sort of dividing consumers, if everyone actually comes together, then you'll be able to take on some of the retailers who have frustrated these consumers for the last 30 or 40 years. And there are hiccups. I'd say the biggest thing is probably delays. So something, you're an entrepreneur, you're quite optimistic. You assume something's going to take 2 weeks. Then you start doing it and then you realise there are all these other parties you're dealing with that end up, something that you thought would take 2 weeks ends up taking 6 weeks. And I guess you have to almost expect the worst, as bad as that sounds, in all cases, and plan accordingly. And then everything beyond that is upside, right? Because it ends up happening sort of quicker than expected. In terms of the consumer, we're learning every day how to communicate with the consumer. We've got a great team that includes bloggers, hairstylists, etc. But we're still learning on what's the best way to communicate with consumers all the time and really let them know why we exist, right? We're not just a business trying to make loads of money. We're trying to be part of the community, being a team which is actually predominantly from the community.
Another thing I'll say is the perception plotted from the consumers as well. Obviously being two guys entering the market, we weren't entirely sure how we perceived with Afro-Caribbean women as well, since we don't necessarily use the products ourselves. But because we're just trying to improve the process for them, I'll say the perception has been a lot more favourable than we thought it would be.
What 3 pieces of advice would you give aspiring young or student entrepreneurs?
I would say be bold, really just go for it. I mean, it's such an easy thing to say, but I would say one thing is just keep your mind constant. Once you come up with the idea, once you come up with a good framework, I say just go for it. There are going to be lots of negative feedback, or you may doubt yourself, but I would say if you really believe in the idea, just go full force with it.
Yeah, I think I guess one of the sort of important things is to do something. I think a lot of people say this, to do something you can actually relate to. I guess for us, we can't relate to necessarily hair extensions, but this product is, what we're doing is particular for our demographic, and we obviously understand our demographic a lot better than someone who isn't from the demographic would. And that helps with a lot of things. It helps with how you're able to sell the story. It helps with understanding a lot of things which it may have taken you a while to learn, for example. And then the second thing I would say is try and surround yourself with people who complement your skill set, right? So one of the first things that we thought of is we obviously could develop a website, we could source products, but we needed to get people into the team almost immediately who were experts in this area, who actually understood it. Because what that does is it takes a lot of the work off your plate, and odds are that person's just going to be able to do a much better job, no matter how passionate you are about a particular thing, and actually listening to those people, right? Not just hiring them and saying, well, we're going to do it this way anyway. And that's something that I've actually learned as things have gone on, actually being able to listen to different people.
And also probably the last thing is just have fun. It's if you don't have fun, you're not going to enjoy coming in every single day to build your brand or your product, for instance. So number one thing is to make sure what you're doing you're enjoying, and then you can do this having fun. On our table, for instance, we can have jokes, talk about different things, but at the end of the day you still want to build your brand. But each morning you wake up, you knowing you're coming in, and it's a good team you have around you as well.
Yeah. And idea generation is just sort of keeping your mind open, right? Everything, anything, and sort of can be an opportunity. We don't use hair extensions, for instance, but when we were doing our research, what actually ended up giving us that spark of extra motivation to take the leap and leave our jobs and do something like this, were the people close to home, seeing your sister spend X amount of money and sitting in a hair salon for half a day, seeing your mum, seeing your girlfriend, for instance. And those are just things which we saw day to day. So just keeping your mind open to what opportunities are actually out there. Over time, I think we will look at other areas, because there are other categories of beauty where an Afro-Caribbean lady or a woman of colour is very different from what society perceives someone should look like, so they're not served by mainstream brands. For now, I think the biggest pain point where consumers are actually extremely frustrated is that experience with hair. And it's also where we're seeing a significant amount of change in the industry. And with change comes a lot of opportunity, right? A lot of people now want wigs and they want very high-end hair extensions, which means they can't stroll down to PAX on a Saturday and just buy it from there. And that creates an opportunity for us. Similarly, a lot of consumers want to go natural and may not know how. So from a marketing perspective, that gives us an opportunity to work with those consumers. And if we can solve that, which is a huge sort of issue and opportunity, then we will potentially start to include other things such as skincare products, such as makeup products. I mean, the list goes on and on in terms of what products in the beauty space are particular to our demographic.
Yeah, so we really just not sorry. To kind of cap over what Tommy says, is really a one-stop shop for all beauty needs. To be like a Sephora, for instance, of Afro-Caribbean in the UK.
Yeah, that's the vision. To be a Sephora for Afro-Caribbean women.